Hello and welcome, everyone. This is ARML, American Reaching Mahjong League. It is Monday, October 16th. We're here to see some spicy B3 and C1 table action. This is Brett, and I'm here with Nathan.
Yo,
How's it going, Nathan?
I am pretty pumped to see this matchup. There were a couple games that were slated to start at the top of the hour, one A2, one B3, and I saw my clubmate Kevin playing in this table. I said, you know what? I think this would be a good one to cast, and it seemed like you had similar thoughts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That teammate or clubmate being Kevin D. Dutchman, sitting in the north spot right now. Uh, This is B3. I was in B3. I'm taking hiatus right now, so plenty of familiar names for me here,
You've
and I'm seeing everyone like hanging out at the top of the standings so far.
Yeah, Michael V plus 66.2 in second place. David just behind at plus 65, all in third. And Kevin in fourth place. All of these players finishing with some good first places, no fourths. Excellent start to the season. And I mean, one thing that is a little interesting looking at the stats in the upper right corner is the fact that their deal-in percentages are so low. 5.9 for both Kevin and David, and 4.9 for Michael. Now, of course, we're only 4 games into the seasons. The stats don't mean too much, but that is uh, really small, even with only 4 games.
Yeah, and the scores being extremely low as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Um,
Average deal-in for Kevin is 1,433, and for Michael, 1,650. So, less than 2,000 per deal-in on average is excellent. And, despite
that's of
David
course.
having a slightly larger deal in, also has a monstrous win average amount of 6,402. So definitely able to pop together some monster hands.
And maybe we'll see some more starting right now. We've got, let's see, Michael W. Soyuz in the east seat, starting out with a pretty Pinfu shaped hand. This is one I would definitely like to have.
Oh, gorgeous starting hand for Michael. And yeah, this is weird. We've got two Michaels at the table. Another M, of course, Michael V, who we have stats for. On the right, Michael W. Soyuz. We don't have stats yet. Michael has yet to play games this season. Their first round had to be postponed a little bit, but they'll be making up those games shortly. So this is our first chance to get to see him play in this fresh fall season. That hand does not look quite as strong. There may be some thoughts of working towards just Richie Dora and maybe Itsu in the Sozu if you get some perfect draws. David across the
I
table
think I
though,
misspoke. Ooh, wow.
two uncles already
Uh,
tempai.
I don't.
We've got no
I guess you like a quick win early on, but I'd try to push, like keep this hand closed. Honestly,
you dream of Suanku. Oh, there's the Tsumo.
I dream of Suanko. I dream of Sananko, but instead we'll just take the dealer hand away from Mike V real quick.
Yeah, and of course, even after that call, there was a chance that uh, we could see David pulling in a pair of one of those Montiles, and then have Toy Toy with Sanako chance as well as the East. So there was a chance for an improvement, but ended up just taking the win and moving us forward, as you said.
Um, I think I will just be referring to Mike V and Mike W from this point on, just for simplicity's sake.
Perfect. Well,
Um, yeah, normally like to say Michael, but saying Michael W the entire game is gonna get
yeah, it is
old.
funny. It's definitely entertaining to have two Michaels at the table. Well, we've got Michael W, the current dealer, working with, Tanyo shapes. There's multiple pairs, three of them, as well as the blocks were a 4, 5, 6 Sanchoku, one of a 4, 6 in each suit, but you prefer to improve those shapes into diamond shapes. And now an Anko 7 monster on. This is actually not the easiest cut. Goes ahead and drops the 2 pin, holding just all of the blocks in this hand together.
That's wild. I'm looking also at Mike V's hand to the left. An Ishan 10 hand.
Ooh,
Just looking to fill a. Oh, I forget what that shape is called. Conch? Not Conchan.
Diancon in the Pinzu?
Beach.
Ryankan.
Yeah, well,
And there's a
how?
reach with 2 Dora.
Ooh, big hand potentially for
Waiting
Kevin.
waiting on 3-6-0,
Ricci Pinfu Dora too.
which will be tough to wrench out.
Yeah, looking around the board, 5 of those tiles being held. So not very live in the wall, but with Utsumo, you hit an Ura. You can find Hanemon. David,
Everyone's drawn some nice tiles.
yeah, David Ishanten for Itsudora potentially just needs an 8-pin and a 2-pin.
You just have to discard it. Well, actually, the 5 mon isn't really scary. You can just
No,
freely throw that away.
and 7-pin passes as well. So David might choose to fight here, especially if you can
Nice
find that
draw
8-pin.
for Mike W.
Yeah, our dealer now Ishanten. And I mean, there's a lot of incentive as dealer to fight for your dealership, so we could see him choose to chase Kevin's early Ricci down as well. In the meantime, another 6-0 has been drawn to the right, so only 2 tiles remaining in the wall for this wait.
Brutal.
Oh, Tempai.
Ooh, nice.
Huge fill.
Will we go for it? Yes. Going to Dama this hand, though, as it's very late in the game. Oh, that Dora discard. It's got to be frightening to see, but did not, obviously, lead anywhere negative.
Yeah, ooh, no, this is
No.
not the tile for Michael. He will choose to fight and deal into Ricci Pinfugor too. And there is
Mangan at least.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Kevin will get. So opens up the first Mangan of the game. And Kevin typically plays a pretty defensive style, only really gets involved when his hand is strong. And definitely had the first Tempai there with a very strong hand.
Home.
Hope to see that continue for Kevin. Michael V getting up to an early call of the West Wind across the table. West only currently, but you can incorporate the Dora 7-so into that hand.
Chi.
And the dealer hand for David looks quite strong. Already Ishanten with potential to incorporate Ipeko and Pinfu. And there's the 3-pin draw, so we're going to cut the Kanchan away. And treat this as a 3-3-4-4-5-5. That's double sequence. Then a 6-7 Diamond. You can, of course, draw the 2-pin, but you'd really rather have another 5-pin or 8-pin.
Right. Yeah, if I 2-pin in this hand, it will get you the victory, but get rid of Ipeko.
Exactly. Ooh.
Another 3. So you can discard the 9 pins here and shift over to Tanya, which is excellent.
Do you think David will open for just Tanya if he gets the chance?
No.
Yeah, there is an issue of Kevin on the right having called twice already, so you might have some incentive to speed up your own hand to try to match his speed, but at the same time, you lose so much value doing that. Oh,
Maybe wow.
what are you supposed to do
Okay.
with this? This is Chitoi Tempai, but
This is Chitoi, but kind of a weird. Chitoi feels very strange here.
yes, says I don't even want this. This is an incredibly wide shape, though.
Yeah, basically any Pinzu brings you to Tempai here.
You have Tempai for Michael across the way on the 5-mon, but he'll probably switch to a better weight. Oh no, it holds it here, and instead, whoa, Chitoi on the left.
Wait,
there
was a
get
Chitoi
there.
over there.
With a 2-Dora as well, and
Oh,
all of a
no.
sudden, Michael pulls in a Mangan Sumo to jump into second place. I was so focused on all the other hands. I didn't even look at the Dora 2 hand yet.
Sorry, we were blind to that hand, folks. Now everyone's got good hands.
Yeah, it's pretty even out here. Kevin with that early Mangan win, direct off of the West player.
Home.
Still with the advantage here, but pretty even after 3 rounds. We've got an early Hatsupon up to the right. Let's see, Michael V probably just aiming for Hatsudora 1. A no Honitsu here because you've got a great shape that incorporates the Dora. For dealer, we've got lots
some
of
slow Manzu shapes.
Yeah, and some interesting So tiles.
I like the Sozu. That they're actually pretty interesting specifically for a Yakuman hand that I
These are
have a
very
dream of getting.
green so tiles.
It's a bit far off to really consider that an option,
リーチ
but
Yeah, and we'll see a
especially after this freaky or
oh,
maybe
maybe, yeah.
if you
Cut,
just
pay, pay, if you think
run
about
them.
it. Yeah, what is this? Richie Nomi waiting on
Shinomi,
4-7.
yeah.
Mon.
You hope for that or a 3 to pop off with this one.
Yeah, there is 1-4 pin in the wall, so technically possible. And so far, as expected, Kevin playing just Genbutsu tiles.
Yeah, easy peasy. They aren't really special tiles to his hand either, so some soon there will have to be tougher decisions made, but the
And
2 and the 9 pin are easy to let go.
yeah, that was a kind of interesting decision for Michael. Chose to pass the 9-pin chi. For Tempai, would have had to toss the 3-so and then be waiting on just the 7-so.
Yeah, Hatsu only
リー
looking
チ
in the face of that reach. It's
Oh,
tough to oh wow.
we're to see a chase from Michael W here. Ricci.
ズモ
Oh, well,
Not
Ricci
a
door 1,
particularly
but
good wait, but reach sumo and no ura.
yeah, first Ricci will get there. And David will pick up an extra 1,000 points because of the Ricci stick and should feel very happy to be over 30,000 in second place now, moving into the South rounds. Back to
Ooh,
Michael V.
we've got an Anko of Hatsu and a pair of Chun in David's hand across the table, but Kevin's holding on to also a pair of Chun. This is actually a wild hand for Yakuhai
リー
around the
チ
table.
And speaking of wild, Michael W just slams a Ricci. What? Look at this. Wait,
Three-sided on turn 2?
Well,
Or
it's
no, I'm
West.
sorry.
Yeah, West, East Shabo.
No.
There
The
you
East
go.
isn't Yakuhai. Comes out Anipatsu turn. Surprise!
Cheap thoughts. That's it. But I mean, on turn 2, you're not complaining.
Absolutely not. That puts Mike W over 30,000 points as well. So we got 3 players in that mark with
That's a
positive
short
scores.
dealer hand.
Very short. Yeah, really unfortunate for Mike V, who really needed something to happen there.
This is a cutthroat match at this point. Like there's only a few hands left, and there's 3 players over 30K, and one who's going to really be fighting to try and get back over.
For our dealer, there's a door in hand as well as a pair of Haku. 3 pairs now. It kind of reminds me of a Honitsu adjacent hand, and that's why we're seeing the 2-pin and the 5-pin come out, still holding the door in case that gets drawn around. But do you think Michael will just go all out? Yeah, because the 4-mon and soon to be the 6-mon as well. So Michael planning to go the Honitsu route. On the right, we've got probably a Ricci Pinfu here. All excellent Diamond shapes for that. Across the way, Kevin did manage to pull in a second door and just locks that in as a pair. Ishan, yeah, this is Ishan 10 with kind of awkward shapes, but can definitely improve with, say, a 4-mon draw or a 2-so draw would be insane.
If you're Mike W here, what are you doing with this Dora? Looking at this
Gee.
most likely Honitsu hand.
Dropping
Oh,
it.
there it goes.
And
I would have dropped it earlier.
One of the reasons to hold on to it is because for Honitsu, open Honitsu, it's worth 2 Han, and door pair is worth 2 Han as well. So you can hold on to the door and say, if I draw a second one, that's the same value as Honitsu, and I don't mind it. And if I draw a 7-pin, I can just say I've got a Diamond for Haku Dora 1 and just retain my dealership. Once it gets this late where you start to lose some value by holding the 8-pin, some efficiency I should say by holding the 8-pin, then it makes sense to just cut it away and focus on your Honitsu. And that's exactly what Michael did.
リーチ
I start to get worried that I'm going to see someone reach and then have to be discarding this Dora, so I tend to let him go a little earlier.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and Michael found a good timing as he manages to get Tempai without having to discard that 8-pin anymore on the 7-so, but of course we do have that reach from David. Ricci Pinfu waiting 6-9 Mon as we expected. Only, how many tiles is that? 3 left?
There's 4, I think. I don't see another 7-so on the table.
Yeah, all four 7-so are live, and for the Pinfu on the right, 3 Mon tiles, so that's 4 versus 3. Slight advantage to this Penchant, amazingly.
Not common.
Definitely not. Kevin might get in a little bit of trouble here because he's got 3 of the 8 Mons in his own hand. That makes the 9 Mon a little bit more difficult to be the winner.
Oh!
Oh!
Okay. Oh, that changed the draw order, and that leads immediately to a sumo. Ah, that feels awful as the one who calls pawn.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of made sense there to switch from what normally is a very bad weight to a flexible Tonki that you can even turn into a two-sided weight later on. Uh,
Right.
but in
I
the end,
agree with the
that
method, but
the result was not ideal.
oh my god, David's already in Ishan.
Uh, Dion Shantan is
Or
actually
no,
over
is it Ishan?
abundance of blocks.
No, it's not Ishan. It's Ryanshan.
But
I got
it's
over.
really interesting because, you want to accept the Dora 4 pin, and you also want to try for 789 Sanshoku. If you draw, say, the 9, so it'll be a really tough choice whether you play for efficiency, holding both Diamen shapes, the 4-5 mon and the 2-3 pin, cutting the 7-9, Kanchan block. Or do you greed for the Sanshoku value and cut, say, the 4-5 mon? We'll have to wait and see how the draws come in for David.
Uh, Way to make that easier. Just draw 8-pin.
Yeah, that definitely solves your issue. At that point, I think you just get 4-5 mon.
Oh, absolutely.
In the meantime, we do have Kevin already Tempai after calling the double south, has a door in his hand as well. So Tempai for 3,900 waiting on just the 7 mon, but that weight can be improved. You could even consider cutting the 8 mon here and dropping back a Shanten and greeting for a second Dora and better shapes. And actually, Kevin does make that play. Um,
Nice.
a lot of players, I think it's normal to just hold the Tempai, but this is very greedy and has a lot of upside.
Yeah, you can openly call to fill in that shape too. Like it's pretty flexible.
Exactly as we see here, as you
There you go.
predicted. And now we've got a 1 pin, 4 pin weight where 4 pin would turn this into a Mangan. There are 5 tiles in the wall.
And you almost think looking at that pair of 1 pin across the table that it's more likely to see the 4 than that 1. I don't know if anyone's going to be discarding a 4-pin at this point with 2 calls, including one in the suit of Dora and around the Dora being a call, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible.
Um, Very funny. Kevin did draw the 7 mon after discarding the 8-6. It's one of those classic Mahjong moments.
And David has finally been forced to make a decision here and is choosing efficiency over value.
Yeah, especially this late. You kind of just need it to go. I mean, there's an argument to be made to take the 7-9 shape instead, because you can call, you can open your hand and have a Yaku, whereas in this shape you need to stay closed. But I certainly
Mhm.
understand taking the efficiency. I think that's the normal
Yeah,
decision.
oh, the 1 sad, but you still won.
Yeah, double south Dora. Sumo also means that your closest competition in David has to pay the Oyakaburi, the extra payment as dealer. So Kevin has pulled even farther ahead by winning via Sumo.
And now a table that had 3 people over 30K before, now it's down to 2, and one is like fighting to stay above 30K
Yeah.
in the South forehand.
Oh, South 4 all last means that, everyone's trying to make up whatever ground they need to hit the next position up. Especially Michael V in last place on the right really needs to find about 6,000 points. And for David, he needs to make up 6,700 points on dealer. It's a little bit easier for David to make that because his target is the dealer, who again has to pay Oyakaburi penalty on Sumo. It's almost twice the
I
amount.
love the 3-mon discard there for David. Or not David, for Mike W. Toyman's seat.
Oh yeah, that he sees that his blocks are all set to go and decides to preemptively cut the 3-mon, saying, I've got this relatively safe south tile to discard when I reach Tempai. Just looking for a 1-pin, 4-pin, or a 5-8 so for Richi Nomi. But with Richi Tsumo or Richi with an Ura, he will have enough points to get over 30,000, which is definitely the goal here, and maybe even overtake David for second.
Ipatsu, another option.
Absolutely.
Oh, another 3. That.
Richi.
Big Richi
There's the
here.
reach. We are waiting on.
Reach.
369 for David.
369.
Richi Pinfu potential Tanyabu chased by Michael. Waiting 2 so 5 so.
Richi.
Oh, and Michael W.
Oh boy.
Gets Tempai, but that will deal in.
Sorry about that, and that will not change anything.
Yeah, Mike V was really hoping for an Ura there, especially the 8-pin to show up, but it was the 7-pin instead, so only gets 1,300 for his trebles. Will not be enough to change position, but it does pick up some points at the end of this game. Kevin will take the first place, plus 22.9. David, a very good second place, plus positive 5.2. Michael W. takes negative 7.9 in third place. A very respectable attempt there to make second place. If he'd won that hand, I think it was guaranteed that he would be second. And for Mike V, negative 20.2 is not a bad fourth at all. I mean, you had 24,800 points. That's almost your starting amount. So yeah, a little bit unlucky with the hands not coming together. And there were some very quick hands at this table.
Do we start at 30?
Oh yeah, it looks like they have jumped right into the next game. So let's load that really quickly. That was a fast game, wasn't it? About 25 minutes approximately.
Does it show up on the all-time quick list? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some insanely fast
17.
ones. Yeah,
17
17-minute
minutes,
long
37
games.
seconds is the cutoff there.
All right, but we're straight into game number 2. David opening us up as the dealer. Good hand.
Great hand. Tanyo. Well, there's a lot of pairs here. A lot of pairs.
Yeah. Oh,
Lot of pairs.
this is a really tough choice. You can do something like 6 mon or 4 pin, and
I think I probably drop 2-3 here to try and guarantee myself Tanyao, but maybe this play is just full commit to Chitoy.
Yeah, it's definitely a partial commit, and with this Dora draw, that's twice cut, so it's Hellweight Dora, but Chitoy with Dora is very strong. Should be noted, we actually already have a Tempai here. Across the way, Michael W. opened up with a Haku, is waiting on 6-so, 9-so for Haku only, or Haku Sanshoku if the 6-so comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting draw.
Yes. Now we're looking at Ipeko possibility. There's a chance to make this hand a little more flexible. David definitely has calls turned off because that 3 didn't hesitate at all to stay on the board.
Aha. Oh, this 9-so doesn't really fit, but Michael dodges with
Oh,
with
no,
East.
no.
And David draws a 9 instead. He might hold this tile because it looks pretty good as a Chitoy tile.
Oh, that's true.
But if he turns this into, say, Dion Peiko, it will definitely come out.
You know I love my Rion Peiko, and I will be very sad to see one almost, but not make it. 4 is interesting.
These dodges so far have been quite impressive. Kevin on the right as well managed to pull the 9-so and did not deal in yet. There it is. Michael saying, I really want the 6-so, but, I'll take it. I mean, would you pass the roan there and wait for the 6-so?
I have been taught to not pass the roan. Just take your win.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of greeting in the past and paid for it dearly. So I press that roan button when I see it pop up.
We had a double reach chance from Michael on the right, but he did not draw into his Chitoy Tempai. Still Ishan Tendo. And it's just going to pull him. It's a Toy Dash. Let's go. These are great Toy tiles.
Oh yeah, it's It's
Ah!
excellent. Oh my goodness.
He says no.
No,
We
get
don't
rid
want
of it. Who needs it?
I mean, there's Chanta if you cut 8 so, but Yakuhai, maybe Yakuhai Chanta isn't as good as Yakuhai Toy Toy.
Right.
ポン
Yep. We're calling.
And if he
Let's see what else we got.
Lots-
Kevin's hand is full of pairs.
ポン
Yeah.
it just doesn't matter when
Yeah.
Michael just calls like this.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't get to play this hand because of all the calls.
Yeah, Kevin had 5 pairs or could have thought about playing for Chitoy, but says, you know what? One pin is Suji, and it just came out on the left and doesn't deal in. So let's play a little bit safe here. Now he's Ishanten, so he's cutting the 9-mon because it's safe, but also gives him Tempai on the 8. So and will he
Nice.
take it? Damas.
I still don't see any of Mike W's winning tiles.
8 so tuned both in the wall. And Kevin doesn't like the Shaba weight. 4 so 6 in the middle is very
Richi.
awkward. We're gonna see a Richi from David though, and immediately Kevin draws the deal-in tile. Will he hold his Tempai and chase?
Yes.
Yes, he will. And deal into Ipatsu. Richi,
No.
Pats, Pink, Panyao.
Oh, you hate to see the 2 columns pop up.
Yeah.
Or
The 1. So we'll just be a Mangan for David. But wow, it really felt like that was Michael's hand to win. And he got there into Tempai super fast with all 4 tiles in the wall. Just couldn't find one of them in the end before David pulled it out.
Mike W, our dealer, will be calling Haku immediately, I'm sure.
I anticipate that as well. Yeah, it definitely feels like these shapes are very fast once you've called the Haku. You just open up for the rest of them very easily. On the right, feels like
It
that
looks like David on... Sorry to interrupt. David across the... Oh, no, the Haku. Ugh. This
Well-
is a Honitsu hand.
We need to retract our statement about calling the Haku.
Right.
Yeah, David
Oh.
forcing Honitsu and pairs up the Haku Mochi Mochi. And they will not be coming out of either hand, I doubt.
This hand is now easier for David to win than Michael W because he can just call any Manzu he sees,
Absolutely.
especially if that on comes out. That's one you're definitely going to want to call.
Yeah,
Oh, that 4 is important.
I wonder if Michael's considering a Honitsu of his own, but goes ahead and cuts away from the 9 pin. No, the 9 and 8 shape probably in its entirety. Oh, Tempai for Kevin on the left. It is Chundor 2.
Waiting on 6-9 so, which is twice discarded and really connected in the other hands we can see 6-0 in. Although, it's kind of an odd shape for Mike V on the right.
Somehow Michael sussed out that the Haku wasn't coming out and drops it.
That's crazy.
He's got a chance to win this hand all of a sudden, and that also progresses David as well. 2-way.
Yeah, we'll see.
And now with another
Is this
Yakuhai.
Tempai? Not quite.
Yeah, Ishanten here.
For David, I'm looking at.
Of course. Third 6-0. And all of a sudden Kevin's weight is very dead. Only the 9 so left. Oh, but there it is.
Oh boy.
Only 2 left, but that's the
What a-
very next draw. So things sort of even out a little bit here. David still the advantage moving into East 4, Mike V's dealership.
Korak's trying to distract me with
Home.
stats from the A2 game. There's a positive 3rd place there.
Yeah, of course we had
Home.
A2 starting at the same time. Thanks for the update, Korak. Fast calls in this hand, though. David opening up at the east. Do we see a Khan? We'll hold it. And maybe if
Oh, that's a Rinshan setup if I've ever seen one.
I think David's the type of player to call on Ishan then.
I love that.
We also saw Kevin opening up for June
Oh,
only.
nice.
Wow, Mike Con here.
At this point, it just seems like we're calling for, or well, attempting Itsu. You looking for both 4 and 6.
Yeah, it's Kutsuki, a sticky Ishanten, where you got the 5 mon to draw around for Tenpai, or the 5 pin to draw around for Tenpai, where ideally you draw a 4 pin or a 6 pin for the Itsu chance.
Mhm.
Could have even conned the East for draw that could give you Tenpai. Chose to just discard the East and not risk adding any value to other players' hands potentially.
I wait for the ring shot.
Yeah, if you do that, though, you have to decide which one you're going to keep, the 5 mon or the 5 pin, and you lose all of the tiles of acceptance of whichever one you drop. So it's definitely uh, high role play.
Oh, it's rough. it's not a good decision, but it's mine.
It's a fun decision, that's for sure. Oh, Kevin does draw into Tempa here, waiting for the
Oh,
3/6 pin. Shun only. There are 4 tiles in the wall for the wait.
I'm looking at Mike W now. This still needs some work. You've got this 1 mon that you're just waiting to hopefully draw a pair. That hand still doesn't have
Dom.
one. But instead, we'll get the deal in on that 3/6 shape.
Kind of funny. David did draw into Tempai just then with a 4 mon waiting 3/6 mon. And immediately Kevin drew the 3 mon to deal in, which is the same way that David won his Mangan earlier.
Another couple of Yakuhai pairs for David.
Yeah, we're in the South round, so you're absolutely right. That could be pulling for a Yaku. And maybe he'll even consider Honitsu, depending on the draws that come in. Certainly.
The 4/5 shape is so, like, ah,
Oh, Dora.
now you're stuck looking for a 6, which you already can see one of.
Yeah, but not just a 6 or a 7.
True.
And you'll even accept an 8. So as of this stage in the hand, it's a nice keep. I think I might have preferred holding the 8 so over the 5 mon. Not for tile acceptance, but for the chance to shift to Honitsu later, even though it involves dropping a Dora. But the 9 so are starting to just die here, so maybe this was the right choice.
You still got a 6, but I just don't see the 5 amounting to anything here. You have to draw 2 tiles around it.
That's one,
And
but not really one we want.
And now if you do draw a 6, you're stuck in 30-10 if you need to wait on that. So that 5's got to go.
Yeah, at this point, very likely we'll see that cut, and hopefully in time because players are starting to get close. On the left, Mike V is Ishanten for Richie Pinfu. I guess that won't be Pinfu because we've got too many pairs. But now it will be, most likely, because he'll want to keep this 5/6 diamond shape aiming for door acceptance. Across the way, we have the Hutch pair that hasn't come out yet. Really looking for a call there. Kevin was working towards a 2/3 for Sanshoku, but dropped away from the 3 mon. Maybe think about 4/5/6 instead. Also, could be just concerned that David is building up Honitsu here, because if you look at the discards, there have been no pin tiles cut yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I think what happened was Kevin drew the 9 pin and said, you know what, I don't really want to drop this. So he's pretty much folding here.
Ooh, Mike V just picked up a 7 pin. That's really nice to fill in that 6, 7, 8 shape. Or 5, 6, 7. And there's a pair. So this is now Tenpai. Looking for 1 4 pin.
Great set of pairs for Michael. Or rather, set of draws.
Another great draw for David. Or for Mike W.
Oh, an upgrade here. The 6/9 pin
Nice.
doesn't take it, but
Whoa!
the 5 pin was safe.
I don't understand.
Oh no, not the 1 pin.
Uh-oh, spooky.
Yeah, Yeah, we'll deal in. This is going to be a pretty decent hand. Riki Punku Dora. And the Ura
And
connects. Makes it a
pumps it up to
Mangan.
Mangan.
So David and Michael V will swap places. Both
No kidding.
still with positive scores. And we move to Kevin's dealership in South 2.
Not a hugely exciting hand. You can see some Sanshoku potential. Maybe you want to get rid of those 1 pins so that it shifts over to Tanya. You do have
Yeah,
the Dora.
this hand has some potential. And as long as you have a Dora, you've got enough value. Ricci Dora 1 as dealer. Yutsumo, it's 2,000 all. You hit Uda, it's 4,000 all. That's very strong.
Sure.
We do see on the right, that hand is Ishanten, all ready for Mike V. Does draw a Dora 6, might cut the 3-so here. Yeah, nice efficient play.
Nice.
Holding the Diancon that has the door in the middle, so no matter how that gets filled, the 5-so or the 7-so, that door will be used in the hand.
I've had that shape a few times recently. It's very satisfying to keep the Dora on either side of that.
Now, if you do fill the pin shape first, then you have to make a decision which way to wait on this. And actually, Michael chooses to drop west-west instead. Really likes the idea of the 6-6-6-7 Mon shape. We see some calls by
God.
David. Wow.
David has hurtled over to Tempai for the Chanta hand.
Chanta, Pei, and potentially
Pei,
Haku as well.
Even Haku.
Could be 3 Han out of nothing. Tempai on the 5. The door indicator that is once cut as well. Doesn't like it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to not see a reach there.
Oh, well.
Wow. Okay, sure.
That's pretty unlikely, but
yeah,
definitely feeling some regret, I'll bet.
It was the right play to not call. Purge those regrets. You did the right thing.
Now, I can think of one person in chat right now who might disagree, but that being said, Michael does put himself in a very good position. Mike W here, very close to 30,000, and taking second place as well. If this hand goes decently as dealer, a very good spot. But the Haipai, not super strong. Penchon and the Pinzu with a 1-2 pin. Kanchan now with the Sozu is a little awkward. We'll just be playing efficiently and seeing what sticks.
I see a couple callable pairs of Yakuhai that Michael is holding on to. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to say. That is something that was going to happen.
Hatsu for David, who is...
And soon Haku for Michael.
Yeah, had both pairs. Our dealer did, and out they come. Pom pom. And pretty big for Michael V on the right with the Hakupon and the 2 Dora in hand.
Okay. We have a Dora for Mike W now. That makes this hand look a lot better.
Yeah, dealer always happy to draw a Dora, and this gives a chance at 5-6-7 Sanjaku.
Oh, I didn't notice that Mike V was holding on to 2 Dora.
Yeah, definitely 3,900 there for Mike V is going to put him over 41,000 points. Would be a very commanding lead going into all last. And again, we see Michael cutting away from a pair when he's got multiples, moving towards Tanyao.
Definitely want to just call anything you see at this point. Obviously, aside from the 4-pin.
I wonder if even then you might consider it. Chi. Ishanten now for dealer.
That's going to be a call as well.
Ishanten for Michael V on the right. Across the way, Ishanten with just Hatsu only. He might think about backing out of his hand if he feels the other 2 hands are too expensive. But no, that's Tempai. 4-7 pin.
Oh, man. Ishan for Michael and Michael.
And Kevin
Tempai.
as well. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
Tenpai. Can choose
There you
the
go.
2-so or the 4-so. Goes with the 4-so. Damas for Tanyao. Dora 1. Sorry, 4-pin.
Michael W increases the size of callable tiles. There's a 7 mon though.
4 is
You
safe.
can
7 is
discard
not.
the
Beach.
Oh, he
Oh
reads it
wow,
somehow.
deftly dodged. And that brings Michael W to Tenpai as well. This is
But
crazy.
the 4-7, so is not very live. Only one tile on the wall for the dealer's hand.
Mike V is folded.
Oh, there's the
Oh,
4
there's
pin.
the
Do you wait
oh,
Doratanki? No, throws it back. It's
no!
Nakasuji.
Oh, double roll!
So actually, this is awkward because David picks up the Ricci stick, and Kevin loses that, but does pick up Ricci. Tanya Dora 1. This is a monster hit. Uda as well turns it into a Mangan. So because the Ricci stick went to David, Kevin's still in third here, but over
Oh,
30,000.
that is devastating.
What a change in position here. We saw an early call from Kevin, who's looking to lock up second here with Sha Chun and potentially
What the hell?
Chanta.
There's so much crazy stuff happening around this table on the
Oh.
right and across. That's Tenpai!
Yeah.
Or Ishan. I
Ishan.
misread the pin shape. Oh,
You're predicting
don't
the future.
Don't call.
That
Don't
call is.
Ah!
This is enough for first. Of course you call. Double
Oh,
South
right, the
Honitsu
two
Dora 2. It's a
Jeez.
Hanemon. And Kevin's in big trouble. If he draws a pin tile, he'll chi this.
Chi.
But if he draws a pin tile, he will be dealing in.
Oh my goodness.
That's a Dora. That'll be held.
Oh, this could.
2 pin. Oh, it's very close. It's a 4-7 pin weight, though. There are 3 tiles in the wall. That's a So tile that will pass. The Chun is live. The Pei is Mochi Mochi. Kevin really needs a 3-so for double Yakuhai Honitsu Chanta.
Everyone will be able to read the pin weight at this point. The only Sozu and Amanzu have been discarded, but
Yeah, but there's no overflow. Will you expect it to be Tenpai already? Not even an honor tile has come out.
there's
Pin
some
tile.
overflow.
All right. So now players might be a little suspicious.
Yeah, they see the Sumagiri Pinzu.
Not suspicious enough. The 9 pin came out just fine. This is so scary. One of those 3 tiles someone's going to draw. It's very
There's
likely
a
it'll be
bomb
cut.
about to drop on this table.
6 pin.
Oh my
Pushed.
god.
All the pin tiles coming out except for 4-7. We haven't seen the 5 yet either, but the 2-8 have come out, so the 2-5-8 Suji is clear.
Drop those one so it's the right thing to do.
6-so
Oh,
is the efficient
man.
cut here. Kevin does follow. June
There's
held.
June.
Michael says, you know what? I think someone wants this. You know what? He's right.
Oh man.
He's out. He's cutting the Mon tiles. He says both of these suits are terrible. So somehow he's getting close
he can't
to Tenpai.
stop drawing Sozu. This hand is getting scarier and scarier for Mike V.
4, so not much difference between the 4. Oh, it goes with the 2. That is a little inefficient.
Oh my god, this hand is getting like really good. It's
How is Michael getting these draws? Those are supposed to be Kevin who's going for Honitsu. Tries for a Tanyao. 5 pin. Kevin says no
yeah,
on the
5 pin.
5.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
And Tenpai on the left for, well, nothing. There's no Ricci. It would be Tsumonomi. Waiting for 7.
That is Tenpai by happenstance alone.
And Kevin says, I'm too scared of this 5 pin to play it. That's a Dora. I don't want to drop this. So it looks like he's going to be out. And the 7
Oh
comes
my
out.
god!
It took all the way till the 3rd row before David finally got his win. But he got there in the end. Will steal first place away from Mike V. And
This
it will
is gonna
be
a tough score for Mike.
Yeah, that's rough. But David pulling in the 28.5 point first place. Michael V, positive 12.5 second. That's a very strong second place. Kevin hanging on by a thread, plus 0.9 for third.
Yeah. If I'm Kevin here, my hands are just up from my keyboard. I'm like, okay, all right, that works for me. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, first and a positive third for Kevin. So definitely two very reasonable results. And
Oh man.
goodness, those games were so fast.
Yeah, we finished 2 games in under an hour. So we're not even ready to start the next set of games yet.
That's right. We were looking to swap over at the top of the hour, but maybe we'll just stick here for a third.
Oh, they're playing 3?
They are.
All right. Probably taking a break in between games 2
They
and 3 as
they paused for like 60 seconds. We are about to go
really.
live again.
Oh my goodness.
They have decided that these games are going to finish like the fastest 4 game set ever. How long was that game? Another 20-minute game. We've finished 2 games in under 50 minutes. We've already started East 1.
Oh my goodness. Uh Looking around for Dora. There's a couple. One new one just got drawn. I'm not. These hands seem so normal compared to the ones we've just seen recently. Like, they're going along at an average speed instead of lightning.
Well, we've got to start fresh for a new game. Maybe the things will get progressively crazier as we move forward in this one. Yeah, they're not even giving us a chance to catch our breaths after that one. Another one with a very interesting 55799 shape with the door in between. That's pretty nice. Dion Shanten, so definitely Michael W on the right with a reasonable hand here. Of course, we should always look at our dealer who just drew into Ishanten of his own. Actually chooses to hold the two Kanchan shapes.
That's.
Yeah, typically you want to hold 2 pairs, but the reason for this is most likely because he's planning to switch to incorporating more so tiles into this shape to extend the 4, 5, 6, 7 so shape, and wants to hold
I'm
6 blocks
I
until he can do so.
I wouldn't have discarded that 1 pin or that 7 pin. I would have discarded 2 wests there. I'm kind of trying to wrap my head
リーチ
around the motivations here.
Well, in
But
the end, it will be Michael who gets to by first. It is Ricci Dora 1 waiting on the 4, 7 pin. Unfortunately, there are not many tiles left. In fact, there
there
is
is 1.
one tile for Tsumo, but if anyone tries to chase this down, that is not an insignificant amount of points. Richidora 1 with Uda chances.
Let's hit that Urasan emote.
Does anyone have a chance of fighting here?
It's maybe now, but okay, I chose the right Kanchan to give up.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, the 1 and the 3 were both safe, so it makes a lot of sense to go this way.
Oh yes, yes. That's true. That's true.
More pairs for
So
on the
many
left.
pairs.
That's Chitoi Ishanten with a
We're
potential door
going for it.
2.
Oh no, this is just a fold now.
Yeah, same for Kevin across the table. There's only
リ
5
ー
draws
チ
in the wall. We did get Tempai.
Reach with 1 draw left.
Will we see the Miracle Ipatsu?
Oh my god, there's only one of them left.
No! No, Drew, the other
No.
one of them!
You didn't have to. You could have just kept Tempai.
No, Uda. So not the worst. You lost 3,600. Definitely. If you Dama there, do you think you would fold, or do you think you would just try to keep Tempai?
I don't think my hand was worth enough to really push when I draw a scary looking tile like that.
Yeah,
I would make the Tempai move and then immediately run in fear.
Well, we do have Michael with a small lead here. We started with 26 plus Ricci stick. As dealer, though, this hyper looks pretty
goodness.
strong.
Yeah, the shapes are set basically.
Well, now they're even more set. Dion Shanten.
if you get a 4, so you can even drop these 9 mon and get this over to Tan. Oh wait, not Tanyo. Oh yeah, you could. You
You
could.
can start thinking about it. There is a way to make that happen, but it's a little tricky. You would usually just drop the 9, so I think. And now we're Ishanten, so I imagine 3 so comes out. We're perfect Ishanten as dealer. On the right, Kevin is approaching Tenpai. He is Ishanten as well. Across the way, it is looking like a Richinomi at best for Michael V. Still got some progress to make there.
There's some progress.
Although the
Or not.
south is twice cut, so not really
yeah.
progress that you're looking for.
Hey, there's some.
Yeah, definitely. So Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 1, waiting on 2-5 pin. Excellent hand as dealer. 3 Han with a Ricci.
There's a 2.
Yeah, Kevin might have been tempted to toss that away, but instead just plays Genbutsu.
Yeah, technically, does that take him further from Tenpai by getting rid of the pair?
It does, yeah. It looks like Kevin is leaning towards folding here. If we see the 8 so come out, that will definitely be a commitment. And David
There's
on
a
the left
5.
has a Dora, but not really its incentive to fight.
Yep. And no one's hand really holding enough value to fight against this dealer reach.
Oh,
No.
Kevin does try.
Or never mind.
No Uda, so dodge is the most painful result. Still, 5,800 is pretty significant, and so Michael will jump into a strong 9,400 lead.
Yep, starting the game with 2 consecutive wins. And now holding on to a pair of Chun, and no one else is holding a Chun right now. Cool Sozu shape for David on the left, but everything else in the hand, not terribly exciting.
Yeah, the second Dora draw for dealer is pretty exciting. You can call the Chun and make another 5,800 point hand.
Oh,
Well, now we're just Ishanten. Most
how do
Tenpai...
you keep both Dora here?
Yeah, you usually have to drop it. You could draw a Montel around the 3-mon, like a 2-mon or a 4-mon, and break away from one of your shapes, like Chun Chun and go for Pihu. And maybe Sancho goes, oh, Chun Chun?
Hey, yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is all of a sudden turning into a potential monster, although the 5-mon has only 1 tile left in the wall. But
Just draw it.
Yeah, just draw it. We've seen that before. Now perfect Ishanten. Kevin, Tenpai here.
You reach Tenpai here off of 2 so, 4 so, 5 so, 2 mon, 5 mon. Ugh.
Another
I think
Tenpai.
that's
Does
it.
Kevin reach this one?
Reach.
Yes.
Does. Thinks this Shabo is a little bit better than the one with the 5-mon. It is, because it's also got a Suji trap here. 8-mon, 9, so both ones cut, so only 2 tiles left in the wall. Very risky Ricci for Ricci Nomi. But
David's got a Penchan shape, or Kanchan shape with the 8 mon in it.
yeah, if he chooses to bail out of that, could find himself dealing in. He does have the safe 6-pin now.
Easy. But, oh, that 5 mon's pretty nice.
Reach.
Nice.
Immediate smash by dealer. So now
Yep.
we're looking for that last 5-mon.
We were hovering over that reach button.
Oh, 8 comes out in defense. It's safe to the dealer Ricci, but it does get Suji trapped, and Kevin will be extremely happy to have one Ricci Nomi there, given what dealer was showing.
Yeah.
Kevin won't know until after this game ends, but upon review, will almost certainly breathe a sigh of relief.
Oh my goodness. This is a pretty crazy hand for Kevin.
Started with an Onko of West and a pair of the North. It's one of those hands that, neither of those is Yakuhai, so you'd like to get maybe Honitsu to back it up, or Ricci with like a North Sanzo Shabo.
I
And
mean,
we're
as dealer,
Ishanten
I'm
right
really,
now.
really not complaining about a quick hand having low value.
Yeah, especially if you can Ricci and have a chance at Uda.
Soyu's Mike
Six
W's
pin.
hand to the left is also pretty quick.
Kevin's forcing Sancho here. One way to uh, play for the Shaba way as well, or for the North tile acceptance, is to cut the 6 pin. And it still allows you to go for Sanchoku if you draw the right tile. And if you don't, you can take a really nice weight.
Oh, that's already a Honitsu push.
Oh, you're
I
right.
wasn't expecting to see that so early.
Yeah.
Kevin, unfortunately, having to discard a 2 so that that 1-3-2 in the discards there is pretty upsetting.
Yeah, ends up getting rid of the whole block altogether.
Yep.
Oh, here's the 3 so again.
Oh my god.
Backfire upon backfire, but still Ishanten here.
Boy. There you go.
At this point, it might be Pin Honitsu of his own.
2 people going for Pin Honitsu.
I think if Kevin gets 10 by, he'll just smash a Ricci, but if he draws one
Oh
more
yeah.
pin tile, might consider it. Just looking at the other hands really quickly, we do have Ishanten on the right for potential Ricci, Pinfu Ipeiko door 2.
Wow.
And across the way, that's holding on to a door tile. Very difficult for him to use. It does draw around it and takes the Ricci, waiting on the 3-mon, but Kevin finds Tenpai. Will he chase?
Yes.
No!
He will fold.
Still,
Not
all
really
his
fold.
ships around. He can still Ishanten here.
Yeah.
The
tasty of me to call it a fold.
The North Wind, I guess, had come out once, and the 6-pin's not a very good weight either, so...
And North, notably, also was safe against Genbutsu.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's actually...
win.
North was completely dead there, so a very bad weight. He's still trying to win the hand, though. And the 3-mon.
Third 3-mon is bad.
Yeah.
You don't really want it.
But if Michael draws the 4-mon, he can at least use it.
True.
Haku is once cut. If Kevin has learned anything from these previous games, it's don't drop 3-mon against David.
Yeah. This is... I didn't really want to see the fold here from Kevin, but it makes sense.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is just looking at these discards, all Sozu and honors.
Yeah.
Could have... If you have perfect vision of the future of the wall, maybe you end up with Sozu Honitsu, but obviously that's very unusual to draw nothing but one suit. Michael, as the new dealer now, 29,000 points, slightly below 30k, but looking to pull a hand together with 2 Dora.
Mm-hmm.
On the right, though, all those 2 pins being held by David will shut down the 1-3 shape at least. And he's looking at a Ishanten for Tanyao.
Kevin making the aggressive pawn on 1-mon, hoping to see that Hatsu come out.
Oh, absolutely. He sees the other 2 door and says, you know what, Hatsu door 2? That's worth going Atos for. Hatsu not seen, so definitely in the wall to be found. Across the way, we've got the Haku pair. There's Hatsu.
That'll be Tenpai waiting on 4-7 pin.
Michael V, our dealer, did get rid of that 4-pin just in time. Still 6 tiles in the wall for Kevin. Definitely strong advantage here in this hand.
Well, I guess that 9-mon wouldn't have come without the pawn or chi.
Yeah, and it was going to be a Tanyao anyway. There's the Haku into Ishanten.
South, yeah, South is still around.
Oh, this is Tempai. It's not
That's
amazing.
Tempai.
It's only waiting on the South.
And technically, it's waiting on 5 mon, but it's not. It's dead.
And now can switch to 4-7. Oh no, likes the South. Really believes in it.
Yeah.
It's 2 tiles versus 6. Is statistics a lie?
Maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out.
There's
Dong.
All right,
7.
statistics isn't a lie yet. Kevin
Two
does
total.
win
2.
3,900, and the Richie Stick Nahomba is pretty notable as well. That puts him over 30,000.
Cool shapes for David.
By cool shapes, do you mean Chitoi Shanten?
I don't. I mean Ryanpeico
Ooh.
Dreams.
Oh, yeah, if you draw 5-pin, forget Chitoi, go 9-so, 9-so. Tanyao, Dianpeiko, Pifu.
リーチ
I'll forget that as Richie.
No! Let my Ryanpeico live!
Richie,
Ugh.
Tanyao, Dora. This is a great hand for Michael W. 4-7 pin is the weight. 4 tiles in the wall. And at this point, David is probably thinking, I don't have time to wait for Dianpeiko.
Yeah.
How is Michael V Tempai as well? Ipeiko
Pair.
Nomi.
This is such an interesting hand for David. It's going to be tough to discard that 3-pin.
Well, you might
Maybe
have to
you
cut the
don't
7.
have to. Yeah,
Dong.
there you go. Urasan chance is very low. Okay.
It does miss here, but 5,200 is significant for Michael. It will be 42,600 points in the lead moving into his dealership in South 2. And for David, it's going to be a little bit of a task to come back here, but if we recall the last hand of the last game where he was Tempai for Honitsu Haneman with no overflow before the end of row 1, we've definitely seen that he has the ability to build a monster hand. So we'll look forward to that in the remainder of this game.
We're already South 2. It's another lightning fast game.
These players are on a schedule. So we're playing all 4. We're going to play all 4 within an hour and a half.
Where are they going?
Time is money, they said. Well, Michael might have
Where
some money
are all
here.
the Souths?
Yeah, Dora South, not visible, but Ishan 10 is Michael, our dealer for Richie Pinfu.
And with a very easy to discard East in hand, too.
Yeah, really needs to get Tempai before David finishes cutting off half of his weight with the 1-pin and 4-pin cuts. On the right, that is maybe Tanyao Sanchoku for the Dutchman. It will be a little bit tricky to get Sanchoku, but if you draw 6...
The shapes are kind of...
that kills it.
Completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pair. That's
We had
6
too
is going
many
away.
diamond shapes, so if we drew the 6-mon first, we cut the 4-pin, 3-pin, and give ourselves a chance. But this is just Ishan 10 with 2 diamond shapes, so Ken will just hold the current shapes.
Might discard the East there. No, not going to even take the consideration.
Yeah, perfect Ishan 10 is very useful here, but Michael says, you know what, my shapes are good enough, I'd rather just have a safe tile. And we'll see if that benefits him. Maybe the other half of that consideration is that the 9-pin, which is one of the tiles that makes perfect Ishan 10 useful, drawing a 9-pin to complete the Anko and take out Rishinomi, that's just dead. So half of the useful tiles of the perfect Ishan 10 are already gone. And you'd expect other players to be holding the 6-0, which is exactly the case here. So in the end, Michael is not losing anything by not taking the perfect Ishan 10 in this instance. Well
Finally, a South has shown its face in the 10th turn.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And still three missing.
If I'm Mike V, I'm assuming that someone is holding on to or waiting for this south.
Absolutely. I mean,
But
enough players have discarded central tiles that you'd think they're close to tempo. Could even be Dama with an Anko.
Mike, there's a very real chance that Mike W could just luck into a pair of Dora here.
Speaking of Dama, Kevin did find Tempai, but not willing to take Richinomi when he can't see any of the Dora. At least not yet.
David just throwing out the Dora like it's nothing, and I think we're going to see it leave everyone's hand.
There it goes, and all of a sudden, Kevin might reconsider taking Richie. This is not a Tempai with a Yaku for dealer, just hoping to beat Tempai at the end of the round and retain dealership.
Yep.
Pom.
This is a Tempai with a Yaku for Mike V. 9 so will not deal in, as Kevin doesn't have a Yaku there. 5-8 Mon is the only Tempai that can win here. 3 draws remaining. David misses Tempai, and so it just plays the safe one, so Michael will hold Tempai here, most likely. 3 Mon is relatively safe, and it all comes down to Kevin, who has a very safe piece.
Okay.
Now, Haite Hote, we're all live. With 3 players, Tempai here, not the result David was looking for, but at least dealer retained the seat, so we'll have another round here, and ooh!
Nice. Extremely nice. That's a Honitsu if I've ever seen one in my entire life.
Yakuhai, Honitsu
my
Ishanten.
God, dude.
Dian Shanten. Now we're Ishanten. There we go. We got the Pon. Yeah, this is going to be tough to dodge.
Oh my God. Why'd you have to do it to him?
Yeah,
South and 3.
If the South comes out, it's Mangan.
Yeah. What a gross thing to have happen. But I mean, after what he went through in the previous game, very happy to see this.
Yeah, and Mahjong is definitely a variable game. Sometimes you get rewarded. And Kevin has a hand that might consider cutting the 3-pin. Could just be Chitoi Tanya Door 2.
Dora is out.
Yeah, that would be Pon.
Easiest pawn of Kevin's life.
Now, Kevin really does like playing for Toy Toy. So he's holding the 3-pin now, just in case he draws the 4-pin. But, oh, in the end, Michael will find a Mangan Sumo. And if there was a question about who was going to get first in this game, I'll let that be put to rest. It seems very convincing that Michael will get there, unless there's some dramatic hands in the very near future.
I mean, Kevin's hand looks pretty dramatic.
That is true. Could be Chitoi Honitsu.
Could even call it 9.
Honitsu, still quite strong. With the Yakuhai would be a Mangan. Michael V across the way, gonna try to shut this down with the Tanyao.
Oh. 2 Mon draw is great.
Absolutely. We'll see a Chi West. Kevin's still hoping for the double South potential, but David's holding that. Pon into Tempai.
Tempai waiting on 4 Mon, and that 4 Mon is sticking out like a sore thumb in this hand. No! Oh my goodness.
That was a great hand
David.
for David Itsu. Tempai, Takame Itsu, but the 4 Mon did end up dealing in, and so we go into South 3. Kevin back over 30,000 in second place. And would need to go on a bit of a run to chase Michael W down, but
yeah.
Oh goodness,
and
this is scary.
Yeah. At this point, Mike W is going to just be like, "Okay, I am playing safe, especially now."
What?
Reach, waiting on Tuso.
Richidora.
Oh no, that Tuso is sticking out.
Hey, there's a lot of incentive for Kevin to just toss the 7 Mon. Very soon, it is Genbutsu, one of the only safe tiles Kevin has. Another 1-pin though, so we'll still delay. If the 7-mon comes out, Michael might chi that and then drop the Tuso for Tempai.
There's the Suji trap.
1
Oh no.
ドン
Richi, Dora, Noda.
That'll just about solidify the placement in this game.
It is, though, Michael's dealership, and anything can happen on a dealership. David, at this point,
True.
is trying to make sure that our current dealer stays below 30,000 points. If he somehow gets over 30,000 points and David remains the only player below, he'll have to pay an extra 5,000 points of UMA penalty. So he has a lot of incentive, even if he doesn't win a large hand, to just win a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, the hand David might have to go for is Chitoi. But there's definitely Pinhu Ipeko chances if you can drop a couple of 2-so or 5-so.
No one holding. Oh, never mind. There is one Dora that was discarded immediately from Kevin. The other three are in the wall.
Yeah, at this point, it's hard to foresee Dora getting used by too many players with their current shapes, except in the case of a Chitoi or someone who's lacking a pair.
Yeah, I think most people at this point, if you draw a Dora, you just quick drop it.
Yeah, a very interesting hand on the left for Kevin, though. This is Ishanten for Richi, Penfu, Takame, Tanyao, and Sanshoku.
ポン
But we already have Tempai across the way. It's not a great weight, so we're not seeing a Richi from Michael here.
Toy Toy shift for David. Possibly Tanyao if
リーチ
the tiles line up correctly.
First place says, okay, I'm tired of waiting. We're going to just take the Richi and see what happens.
Probably nothing good.
And Kevin says, you know what? I'm Ishan 10, but I'm out. I want nothing to do with this. Unfortunately, that's his only real save tile, so he'll have to rely on the discards from other players to help him escape.
I'm honestly surprised to see that reach. If I've got 55,000 points, I'm absolutely not pressing the con button, I don't think.
It is an attempt to shut everyone else down. And so far, so good.
Know if I trust this weight to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good weight. We do have Tempai for David. We're pin 7 pin, Tanyao only. And we have Tanyao Tempai. Michael dodges the deal in by playing the safe 3 pin. So two players waiting on the 4 pin.
The only winning tile left for David, or sorry, for Mike M in Toyman's seat is that 4-mon in Kevin's hand, which is going nowhere.
Yeah, the other 2 tiles are called by Michael. It must be tragic seeing your weight get called away like this.
Yeah.
Kevin's kind of running out of safe tiles, but he might try 2 pin, 2 pin because all the 3 pins are out, and now most of the 1 pins are out as well. So 2 pin only deals into a Tanki or a Shabo. And Kevin does find the safe east, so will be Ryukyoku.
Oh no!
The game continues.
That knocks Kevin down below 30k.
That's right. He had to pay all the points there.
You have one mission if you're Kevin right now.
Boom.
Call this Haku, win the hand.
Absolutely. Even you don't even need to add any extra value like Chanta. Just win the hand.
Get yourself back over 30k and this thing.
And it's very imperative to do this quickly because dealer, I mean, those are some gorgeous central tiles. Maybe there's like 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku here.
Sanshoku. Hi, Korak. I've said Sanshoku so many times.
On the right, David will probably hold this door a little bit longer than our dealer has. But his hand looks pretty ready-made for a Richi Pinfu. Across the way, maybe Itsu for Michael in the Pinzu. But those shapes are not strong. Michael says, you know what? I'm just going to call. We're not going to go for it all. We're going to do this bit by bit,
I like it.
one Tanyo hand at a time. Maybe he can get Tanyo and Sanchoku. Ooh, no call from Kevin. That's interesting. Is rewarded with a much needed draw. And maybe
Wow.
realized he was on the perfect drawing line for Tenpai. Cuts away 3-so, 3-so, and it's Tenpai in the Tumon.
Khan.
Just all in the wall. Khan, what?
Yeah.
This
Let's
is
Khan.
some spicy action.
Why not?
But Michael's Tenpai, our dealer, waiting 4, 5, 7, so it's a monster wait. Tumon.
Obviously, you want that 7,
Don't.
so wow, that Tumon comes out, and that'll put Kevin back over 30K, just where he wanted to be.
Yeah, Michael, after dealing in, probably says, you know what? Fine. That confirms my plus 38 points. A little sad that we lost the 5 points of bonus UMA, but honestly, you weren't expecting that. That's really just a bonus. So good result for Michael W, plus 38, and Kevin takes another positive finish here, having a good session so far. Michael V, minus 10.7 in third, had a nice try to come back there. And David, just a couple unfortunate dealings that he really didn't have much choice in. We'll take the minus 35.6.
Nova in the chat saying that was just con for flow.
Con for flow indeed. I mean, did you see those draws? They were back-to-back Kanchan / Penchan fills into Tenpai.
Kind of amazing.
And that was set up by Kevin passing the pawn into Ishanten, saying, you know what, I want Chanta. And cut the Sanzo, replace those tiles with 2 perfect draws. And as we see the updated standings now, that puts Kevin all the way into second place. David falls to third, Michael V in fourth, plus 47.8. So these players just kind of exchanging spots here, but still standing strong at the top of the standings. I believe
All right.
Nathan is slated to play later today from the top spot in this division, but let's swap over to a new table.
To see.
Yeah, C
Oh, there.
table is live, and we've got.
Do we have anything crazy, or is it normal? Let's find out.
Yeah, it definitely should be a little bit interesting. As the game loads, let me pause this just a second to put in the names of the players who will be battling it out here.
All right.
I see Tess, Brian, Sky is playing. And who's the final player?
Oh, I forgot that C1 was 40 players.
Yeah, it's a monster division. Oh, Christopher. One of many Chris's in the league.
As long as we don't have 2 at the same table, I'll be happy.
Fortunately, we are spared that in this game.
All right. We have, it's South 2. We've got someone at 419. That would be Brian, who's our current dealer. Looking at a pretty almost completed hand here.
Perfect Ishanten for Richie, Pinfu, and most likely Tanya.
What do you mean by perfect Ishant?
Perfect Ishanten being an Ishan, 1 tile away from Tenpai that has Diamond and a Diamond pair combo. So specifically this 3-4 shows a Diamond shape. And
the 5-5-6.
5-5-6 Diamond. And we have a pair elsewhere in the 8-8, so we'll see a reach on the left. It could be Chi'd into Tenpai. I think Chi cut Tumon is the likely play pattern here. And Brian will try to fight here, waiting 2-5 so.
All right.
One of the benefits of Perfect Ishanten is if you draw the sequence side of the shape, your Tenpai with a Diamond weight, a 2-sided weight, no matter which sequence gets filled. And if one of the repairs turns into an Onko, you still have a Diamond weight, a 2-sided weight. So no matter how you get to Tenpai, you're going to have a good shape.
I
롱,
oh, I was gonna say it'd be funny if Brian drew a 3-pin, but I think a win is pretty good too.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Brian, our dealer, goes by the tag Silver DF. A 7 Don at this table, definitely a little scary to join
7?
the league and see that you're up against the 7 Don in round 2 of the American Ricci Mahjong League, but
Oh my god.
definitely will be great experience. For Sky on the right, I know she is a very strong PML player. In fact, she played in the finals of the recent Chicago tournament. Christopher across the table is doing quite well this season, plus 60.8 in 4th place in the promotion zone, and
Oh my
hoping
god.
to see that continue. Oh, did we just see a
Um,
Dora 3 draw?
yeah, this hand only had one Dora a couple turns ago.
Well, we are now Ishanten for Ricci Dora 3.
I was thinking about the Chicago finals and didn't see Dora being drawn.
Yeah, this is going to be very scary to try to chase down. And was kind of an interesting choice there, whether to cut the 4-pin or the 9-so, or even something like the 8-so. But
Oh my
draws a
god.
beautiful temp by 2 choices. Take the Shabo weight, 9-mon, 8-so, or take the Penchon, 7-so weight.
1,
The Penchon is selected here.
A 7. I would have not.
Yeah, maybe
That's
this
not the choice
is
I would make.
just based off of the number of tiles visible. There are 3 tiles for the Shabo weight because one of the 9-mon is the Dora indicator versus 4 tiles for the 7-so. Outside of that, I typically like to diversify the weight.
Right.
Although the Dora
Each.
indicator is typically not a great tile to wait on, when the Dora indicator is the 9-mon, it's a little bit better. But we will see a chase across the way. Ricci Nomi.
There's still one 7-so left.
1 7-so versus 3 2-pins. But the value is definitely much different. Ricci Nomi versus Ricci Dora 3 as dealer.
Oh, and there's the potential winning tile there.
Suji trap set up with a 4-so. And Sky might
Uh-oh.
drop the 2-pin as it's kind of an outside tile to the early 4-pin cut from Brian, although the Ricci followed soon after, so that's less reliable.
롱,
Wow.
Tess will rely on the Suji.
No worries.
That does deal into Mangan. Yeah, very difficult position to defend from. And unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for Brian, the Suji trap was created after both of the Richis. So if you're going to defend against both players at once, playing a tile that's Suji to both certainly is a very standard move.
I've kind of managed to construct an earlier thought into a full sentence. With a 7 Don player and someone who
Boom.
managed to reach the finals in the Chicago tournament, which had how many
Boom.
people? Like 68?
68, something like that, yeah.
Like this is not a typical C1 table.
No, this is definitely a lot of strength here. And it'd be quite interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, I should update the information for everybody watching. This is
Oh yes.
NC won the first
B3.
game of their series.
Why this Haku is just sitting here
1,
in Chris's hand in Toyman's seat.
I think he's hoping that this will turn into Honitsu, in which case the Haku might be a valuable tile.
Hmm. There it goes.
Yeah, after pairing up a tile with Pinsu, decides to get rid of it. A bit of a danger that he will end up dropping the 8-so because he really wants to draw around the door, and here it is.
롱,
Tanya door 2 for Brian, who continues this reign of terror in the dealer seat.
My goodness. Reaching higher heights than we just saw Mike W reach in the B3 game.
You're absolutely correct. And Brian has been fortunate to draw multiple Dora. This is a hand where he doesn't have any. We'll see how he handles this situation. In the meantime, there are some very exciting hands around the table on the right. Jianshanten,
Oh my god.
for Honitsu now with the Yakuhai, and on the left there's Dora 3.
Oh yeah. Very casual hand here. If I'm Tess, I'm quite upset at the rapid calls.
Absolutely. I want time to build my monster hand, but Sky already Tempai waiting on the 6-mon.
6-mon.
This is easily improvable though.
Oh yeah. Basically any Manzu tile will help this one out. And you can call basically anything.
That's right. Christopher across the table is technically Ishunten, but needs a pair of 7-pin to be Tempai. Could she for a Diamond weight does improve from 6-mon to 3-6-mon.
And there you go. Callable Manzu. Now you've got a Roundman weight.
The one unfortunate thing about this chi is now it's very transparent that you are Tempai.
Yes.
And probably with Honitsu, Yakuhai. So everyone knows the value of your hand and has some clues about what it's waiting, or at least about the fact that it is ready to win. So they'll be able to dodge around it more easily. Now for...
And part of the motive... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Part of the motivation here is just to get Brian off of this dealer hand.
Absolutely. I mean, seeing the damage that he's done, there's value in even winning something cheap to end this, but this hand's certainly not inexpensive. Certainly has 3900 plus 900 worth of home bomb attached to it. I don't think Tess has much an option though, but to try to push against this, given that there's Dora 3 in that hand.
Oh man. Just draw the correct tiles. Oh my goodness. It's finally over.
This guy does pull the sumo 2,000, 1,000, and that will put her over 30,000 points, moving into South 3.
A position you're happy to be in when someone's over 60,000 at the table.
Yeah, honestly, Brian wants to drag Sky back down, calls open the Chun, and is approaching a Yakuhai Dora 1 hand. Our dealer might have a chance at an Itsu in the Sozu, but probably just going to play for any Richi here.
Tough shapes to fill in for Brian in those Manzu.
Yeah, all Kanchan shapes here. His
Although
one good
Kanchan
shape.
just filled for Chris.
Ooh, Uncle Drawn and the Dora less useful now. Will he hold it or just play efficiently?
Yep.
I guess the 3-so isn't amazing either because the 5-so almost has to be the pair. But we want to improve the 7-9 Mon shapes. If you can draw a 2-so or a 4-so, that would be helpful. Just decides to toss the 3-so for a safe tile here, though. Another pair for Tess across the table.
It's 5 pairs. And that'll be a shift to Chitoy. Looking for the other pairs in this. You've got 7, 8-pin, and 8-so. 8-so is in your own discard, so I don't really understand holding it there.
Yeah,
There you
probably
go.
was concerned about the 6-mon being 6-so being dangerous to other players later. Although the 6-so is a pretty decent weight if you end on it because it's Nakasuji to your 9-so and 3-so. Oh, a little bit of a backfire. In the meantime, though, Brian does get an improvement on the left and has perfect Diamond Ishanten with a safe tile. And Sky as well. This is Tenpai. It's not Sanchoku, though. Will she wait? It doesn't even take the Tenpai because the 1-so and 1 mana 1's cut. It's arm hard.
There's Reach waiting on 7-pin for Chitoy.
Ooh, I kind of like the 2 so weight personally. And Sky actually would have won the hand, I think, had the Ricci been taken.
Mm-hmm.
And now we'll
Oh, there's the
hold.
Tuzo.
Yeah, 1-7 pin in the wall for Tess.
7
And Sky has this Kutsuki Ishanten that is just not filling.
Man.
Brian has managed to find a route to hold Ishanten here, cutting 5-so.
Love that. Now you can call on 4-5-7. Well, obviously you're not going to call on 7. Because 7 would win the hand. This
Back
is
to
Tempai
Tempai.
for Sky.
She's very concerned about this 3 pin,
リーチ
but does take it this time. Will take the fight.
Nice.
None of her tiles are live, though. The only tile that could even possibly come out is on the right, and it's Adora, so...
That reach stick puts her below 30k, though, so she's got to win this.
Yeah, it's 1 versus 0 right now. Tess, the only player with a chance to win. It looks like we'll make it to Ryukyoku.
All
Both the
right.
Ricci players maintaining their Tempai, of course, picking up 1,500 apiece, leaving 2-6 in the middle.
Oof. Rough one.
Probably will think about Honitsu from here. Sky goes the 8-so first, and hopes that an East will pair up, or the Hatsu, or the Non. Kind of like 8 Mon, just because it overlaps with the 5 Mon, but ideally we just draw into Honitsu and get there cleanly. It looks like it'll be hard to find these honor tiles because just taking a quick scan across the board, everyone else has them too.
They're everywhere. Everyone's got... The only one who... I guess there's a couple players who didn't really get screwed over by their honors, but there's a lot to discard here for Sky and for Chris.
Yeah, and Sky seems to have identified this and starts chewing through them.
ポン
Tess will open up and try to reclaim these Ricci sticks that are in the middle of the table with Hatsu, potential
Boom.
Toy, depending on if another tile gets paired up here.
I'd like Sky to quit looking into the future and realizing that she was going to draw 4-5, so around that 6 that she kept.
Yeah, that was like quite ideal. Nice recognition. I'm very interested in this hand to the right, the 7-8-9 Sanshoku chance.
Is this... Oh my god. I don't think that's what this is. I mean, it has that chance, but I think maybe it's just my stupid commentator, dum-dum... Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Yakuman brain
Yeah.
activate, but
I think probably not.
after filling in that 7-8-9, then yeah, it was time to let it go. But
I love my
you look at that
Yakumans
first
as
row of
much as the
time,
next. I realize I don't love Yakumans as much as you do, though. Ooh,
except for that one that I got and didn't see.
8-so.
That's a good draw.
Sky has worked
This
this
is
hand into
Ishan 10
Ishanten.
now. Just looking for a 9-mon or 7-mon to bring that to Tempai. Sky's got 2 7-mon, so if she sees fit to choose the 2-pin pair over the 7-mon, that could shift the game heavily in... There you go.
But Tempai found for Tess as well. Not taken once. No, the Toy and the 7-so is safer to push than the 6. Six pin just does not feel good, but might shove it anyway if Tempai is found.
This isn't a chi. Okay. I was worried for Sky there for a bit.
Sky might have hesitated on that one pin, thinking I could cut two pin and maybe go for Itsu. That would actually be a safe route to Tempai here. But
That's true.
of course, she can't know that. She can't see that.
Oh,
This is not Tempai.
that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Brian just holds the Ishantan. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's Tempai.
Yeah, Tess dared to drop the six pin and rewarded with Toy Toy Tempai with a Yakuhai as well.
1.
There's so much
Sumo.
orange on this table right now. That's a
Oh!
sumo, finally.
The last 5 mon in the wall, and Tess will pick up a big sumo. Notably, there's a chance to chase Sky down for second place, and everyone's below 30,000 again, other than Brian.
I'm a little interested in Brian's hand.
Let's see. Is this Kokshi or is this Hoitsu?
Brian's?
Yeah.
Suiso.
Or Shosushi.
Oh, Shushi. That's
Why not both?
I know all the Yaku. I don't know all their names.
Why not both? It's technically possible here.
Nice.
If he starts to draw honors,
I mean, I'm calling anyone dicey. I'm discarding the Dora immediately.
Brian has a little more self-control. Oh, Ishanten for Sky. The look at this gorgeous hand. Chance at 234 Sanchoku Tanya. By the way, 234 is the best Sanchoku. Oh!
Oh my god!
It's there. East came out though. We don't want to see
East, no! Stop! Yeah!
that. We're Cheetoy Ishanten.
No! Stop it with the cheat toy. This is Yakuman.
Yeah,
It was born Yakuman.
Sky could have called for Tempai, but she wants more. She wants the Richi. Oh my goodness, what's going on here?
I'll tell you what's going on here. A
Imagine,
Yakuman.
imagine an East draw here.
Discard that South. Discard your wins, people.
Everyone is holding on to them. It's not a Kokshi.
Put that South down.
Here it is.
Yes.
Home.
Hon.
Does Brian play for it?
Yes.
Home.
I'm the guy standing outside the window.
No!
No.
No!
No.
Not like this, Brian. No.
I'm the sicko standing outside
No.
the window, looking at the Yakuman hand, going, "Yes,
There's
yes."
the West, though. We could be
Richi.
Tempai in the East. Sky will get the
Ugh.
Tempai and slam the Richi. 6-9 Mon versus 4-7. So
4-7 is gross right now. You got the Anko of 4s. You have a 7 stuck in Chris's hand. You've got a 4 stuck in Tessa's hand.
4.
the 9 will
And
come
there's
out.
the 9. I'm so bummed.
Richi Ura hits the Ura. Very important. Gets over 30,000 as a result.
Nice.
And in the end, Brian takes plus 43.9. Great finish. Despite not going for the Yakuman, the East did not come out in the end.
That'll shove Brian into promotion range, although, I mean, obviously it's very early in the season in a division again with 40 people.
Yeah, although it looks like there are 6 promotion slots at the moment, there's a decent chance that we'll see a couple more in the future.
Yeah, things can easily change as players drop out or... Yeah, the shape of things always shifts.
Hiatus is a big cause for that. You know, someone goes on a break for a season, then they need their spot filled.
Well, who would do that? Me.
All right, we've
What a
got
crazy finish. I wanted that. I'm like, how do you discard East there? I wouldn't be able to. I guess the thought is it's twice discarded. No one is discarding that East.
Was it twice discarded or once?
East was twice discarded.
Okay. So it would have been Hellweight East.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go for it, but at the same time,
But it's fun and cool.
exactly. But they have started their second game, so let's hop right into it. And this may be the last game that we get to see this evening, but hopefully it's just as exciting as that last one was.
Yeah, I have a very important moment on the couch with my roommates to watch Lego Masters.
Tess starts off as the dealer. Chris to the right.
Look at this hand. Look at all these hands.
Sky across the table. Brian on the left.
Callable Yakuhai in multiple hands. 3 of them. And an excellent Tanyao toy-ish shape for dealer. Or Ipeco-ish.
Kind of tough choice here. Maybe the
I
3
discard
5
the
so or
Sozu.
the pair discard is another option. This guy looks like she might be aiming towards Honitsu.
Home.
Call it.
Or Itsu.
Itsu's cool.
I'm a fan of Itsu.
Chi.
See this. That does get rid of one of the worst shapes.
Oh, it's Honitsu. Never mind. I made a disapproving sound, but that's a Chi, and that's a 5-pin discard.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tenpai.
Chi.
3 mon 6 mon can also be Itsu on the 6 mon for Honitsu, Itsu, Dora 1. We do have a very strong Tenpai from Bright who did pair up the Dora. I was looking at the hand and wondering what the pair was going to be. Well, how about Dora? Oh, Testo finds the Tenpai
Dora
for
2.
Toy Tanyao. Oh, what the 3's going to deal in?
Oh my god, dude.
Dum.
That's Mangan too.
7,700.
Why did I think that was Dora? What's wrong with me?
The 4 and the 6 can't both be Dora without a con, but that is a very, a Mangan equivalent hand, right? 7,700 is close enough to 8,000. And Tess will take the early lead here in East 1.
It's a fool.
It's always very scary when the East is the Dora in the East round. Right now we see Chris on the right with the Dora pair and pretty good shapes to accompany that. So far, no one else has an East to discard.
That's because it's going to be drawn.
Or will it? Okay. I was wondering if we were frozen because the screen was nothing on the screen was moving.
Oh yeah.
I think Sky was taking a moment there to decide whether this hand was Chi-Toy and thus holding on to the West, which is a pretty decent weight, or if she should just play for a normal hand. In the end, she just went with a standard West cut.
There's the East. There's one left.
Interesting spot for Tess. Not an easy choice here. Just discards the 9 so. There's maybe a brief pause to consider 789 Sanchoku, but it just holds all the shapes here.
This needs a pair real bad. Hopefully you draw that 1 or 2 so.
That would be ideal.
The best way to achieve that pair. Or Peitanki.
Oh, or Furita, not Peitanki. It looks like that's going to be a safe
Or
tile.
Furita. You'll be punished by drawing the 1 so.
Home.
They do say Peitanki best Tonki. And maybe that... we'll swap out for the 7 mon. We do see the Haku call from Sky. No Dwarf, of course.
That's a nice looking draw.
Oh, this is great. Because we have 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku chance upon drawing the 4 mon. And this is a very aggressive move from Chris here, calling open the hand.
Oh, you did it this time.
And Dama's here with Sanchoku. or 3,900 6-pin. Not very live on the wall, and almost guaranteed Tess is suspecting this.
If you
Reach.
happen to draw a 6-mon with this hand that Tess is looking at here, do you then reach?
Yes, actually, I would Ricci anything here. I think Tess just didn't want to Ricci the 9-pin itself because it's close to the weight. I don't know if there's really any need to wait. Certainly, these cards are impossible to read. It looks like Nagashi Mangan.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So it's going to be very difficult for anyone to depend, no matter how you Ricci. Now Nakatsuji Trap is set up, and I think Sky is willing to push the 6-pin. She's saying the 3-pin passed. The 6-pin, if I get into Tempai, especially with the 7-mon, the 6-pin is very likely to pass as well.
Chris is now Ishan 10 on the left. Or, sorry, on the right.
Yeah, he really needs
One
to
day
find
I
that
will
East.
fix my brain.
It's never going to come out of Brian's hand, so it really needs to come from Tess or from the wall.
No.
Doesn't really help us. Yeah, he lets it pass.
3-so.
Goes with the Genbutsu 3-pin.
Ron.
Yeah, there's the ideal draw for both players. Oh, Uda turns into
gross.
12,000. Well, from 7,700 to 12,000 plus the home bar, and Tess picked up 20,000 points, 2 hands.
That's pretty fun. Tanyo.
Yeah, it definitely
Tanyo
looks like
Tess.
a great, maybe Tanyao Sanchoku. 4, 5, 6.
Cool shapes for Brian as well to the left. The only rough ones are the Kanchan.
That is Ishan
No,
done.
Kanchan.
As you said, though, he'll probably try to cut one of the Kanchan and draw around this Mon shape. Where is the Chun? It just got paired up a couple turns ago from Chris the right. See if he can convert this one. It almost looks like Chito. It's Chito Ishanta.
Pairs. Yeah, right choice not to call that. You don't really expect the Chun Dora to come out.
Kanchan Phil.
That's
Brian
amazing.
will take the Ricci on the 8-pin. Ricci Nomi waiting on 3 tiles left in the wall.
That 8-so throw is kind of surprising. That seems like a hard Chitoy commit.
Whoa, Sky just throws the Dora immediately on the Ipatsu turn. And Chris is thinking, should I go for this? And the answer is yes, I've got the value. Finds a safe 1-pin as well to discard.
I mean, that's a Mangan Pone. I easily take that.
Yeah, really, what can how valuable can Brian's hand really be here? Ricci, Tanyao, Pinfu, Sanchoku would be, Mangan. But you're fighting his Mangan with your Mangan, and it's a lot less likely that he has a monster this early.
Easy chi.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
I agree to fight. Let's go. I typically play a very defensive, passive, some might even say cowardly style. But I agree. I agree. Let's fight. It also helps that I can see that you're fighting Ricci Nomi, so...
Yeah. there is a certain level of insight that you can't help.
Con? Ooh, we're getting spicy. Did not flip another door, which would have turned this into a Hanemon.
Or a brain shot.
Oh, it gives him enough tile. We get Uda.
Or a punish.
No, okay.
You escaped.
The con was fine.
Never punished.
Oh, what a shame, though, for Chris. That was a great hand.
Yeah.
We'll have the dealership, though, in East 2. Door in hand. Tanyao blocks. Excellent high pie as the dealer. On the right, very interesting hand for Sky. Door acceptance. Great 6-6-6-7 Mon shape. And another Anko in the pin with sandwiched between tiles. But across the way,
wait a minute.
Brian already Tempai with not just Richinomi, this is Itsu.
It's waiting on 7, so
Looking at 5,200 and maybe even flipping an Uda for Mangan.
shapes continuing to improve for Chris. That one isn't a big improvement, but it's better than the 7 mon.
Yeah, it's really difficult to decide how to
Pwn.
play this hand for Chris.
No pwn.
This guy remains closed here.
I understand. With the kind of excellent shapes that she's got, there's definitely worth in staying closed.
Also as well is save
Nice.
tile. Oh my.
Oh! The fold? Mm.
The Mawashi. This guy temporarily rejects Suwanko Ishanten, draws
You
right
can
back
read my
into it.
thoughts right now, right?
Yes.
For Sky's
Yes.
hand?
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
need to say it.
Yeah, it's right there. That's just which would you rather draw, the 7 mon or the 5 so?
Sumo.
It
Oh.
doesn't matter, Brian. Recalled the most important part of Mahjong. Just sumo.
Sumo.
Richi Tsumo Itsu for the Mangan, and Brian will move back over 30,000. This has been quite
Sky
a
with
showing.
that all odds shape in the Pinzu.
Boom.
Kind of a fun one.
Fortunately, draws the 8 pin. That's a start. Actually, reasonable shapes now. She probably
What's that,
wants to hold
4-so?
on to this 4 mon, yeah. Little do we know, there is a pair of Dora on the right, so it's going to be a lot harder to find a 3 mon than you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Brian may have to discard away from that, depending on how he draws.
Boom.
More likely, he'll try to incorporate both Dora into the hand, maybe with a 1 mon, 2 mon cut, or just drawing another mon tile around it.
Nice. That's an Onko.
The tempo on the left for Christopher is very interesting because it's waiting on the door that you're not expecting to see discarded. Now, he had an option to switch to the 4 mon, 2 pin weight, where you'd expect the 2 pin to come out pretty easily, but he really just wants the Dora to get a little bit extra value in this hand.
Brian has made a hard shift to Tanyao. Really good decision to really solidify those Dora being kept in hand. You can even call if someone were wild enough to discard.
I think he might even cheat this and cut the Dora, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
Just take the
that'll deal
tempo,
in.
and, well, not terribly surprising it deals in, but it's only for 2,000 points, so still advances the dealership forward, and Brian in a positive position, moving into his first dealer round in East 4. All right, just taking a quick scan around the board. Which high pie would you rather have?
I like Skies.
I think that's the one I would also choose. It's got a door in a complete shape and diamond shapes, and I like diamond shapes.
Yeah, the close second, of course, is Brian. With that Onko of 5 in there, you've got the 789 completed. You've got a pair sitting around.
The Penchon is always a little bit awkward, that 8-9 mon, but at least it accepts the Dora, so it's not the worst shape. Christopher across the table doing pretty well. 2 completed shapes in a pair. Reasonable floating tiles as well. And Dora acceptance.
Speaking of Dora, Sky's got kind of a clunky one in her hand now.
Yeah, she's really going to hope to draw more upper mon tiles. And if not, she might play this the same way Brian did, cutting the 8 mon and shifting to Tanyao. But if she does that, she will need to draw more blocks.
That's a much wider Ishan 10 for Brian than I expected to see from this hand.
Yeah, we will.
4 pairs now for Sky. And going to go for it, pushing towards that Tanyao. Or not Tanyao. Wow. G-Toy.
Each.
Well, maybe put that on pause. We've got a Ricci.
Yep.
Choosing between the 8 pin, which is chosen. Also had the option of taking the 4-mon 9 pin Shabel. But another Ricci where all of your discards are terminals and honors. Very difficult to defend against.
Further honor discards always frustrating when you're trying to read a what's safe against a reach like this.
Brian's drawn nothing but terminals and honors, so hasn't had to really think about defending.
相撲
And
There's
there's
the
the sumo.
This 8-pin Kanshan has been very successful in this game so far.
That'll bump Chris up above 30K.
And into second place. Test now our dealer. A very strong looking high pie. Could be Ricci Tanyao, maybe Pinfu as well. On the right, more Tanyao tiles. And door acceptance in the form of the 8-mon floating. Sky again opens up to a 7-8-9-mon shape then with a door 7-mon. And she's currently 2 away from Tempai. On the left, Brian might be thinking about the option of taking a 1-2-3 Sanchoku. Has a pair of doors as well, so being able to open for that hand is reasonably strong.
Now you've got a pair.
So pair found for dealer means Ishanten.
地位
And for Tess, I think the plan is going to be to try to shift towards a 5-6-7 Sanchoku, if at all possible. For example, a 9 so draw would be really ideal, or a 3-mon draw. Just pairing something up other than the 6. So. Oh, south pair found. Do you cut 1-2 so for efficiency or 5 so 4 so for value chances?
ロン
Goes for the value, and that does lead to a deal in Peiko Dora 1.
Dora.
That really helps Christopher establish a bit of a gap in South 2. And ooh, I like this high pie.
ポン
Yeah. Me too.
East call, Chun to follow, and maybe Horitsu on top of that. There's a Dora already set in hand.
Yeah, showing a
But
bit of your hand with that 1-4-7.
Tempai?
ポン
Pon?
Well, Sky Ricci now pulls the Dama. She's looking for the Itsu upgrade maybe, but looks like this. She might pass
Yeah, I
the
wonder.
row.
It's 3-sided. I wonder why the hesitancy.
Yeah, I
And
think
now you're
she's
seeing multiple winning tiles come out.
willing to pass Roan for a little bit here and wait for the value upgrade because of the gap she has to make up. But I wonder when she'll pull the trigger.
It brings you to your dealer hand, though.
See, Ricci Pinfu currently, even on Sumo, that's only 2,700 unless you find an Uda. But there's some value in not allowing Christopher score any more points here. He still is 2 away from Tempai.
I'm not going to question Sky too much because she was in the finals in Chicago.
We know she's definitely a strong player and making a very conscious decision to play this way. O'Brien discards the 4-pin there, intentionally thinking about the chance of shifting to 1-2-3 Sanchoku perhaps. We do have Tempai for
Chris
Christopher.
now waiting on 2-5 mod. I see one other 2
Sumo.
mod on the.
Just Sumo, and Christopher
Just
got the
Sumo.
memo too.
That'll put him in first.
Yeah, what a swing. 45,900 points. And we see why when we joined, Christopher was in the promotion zone. The ability to pull a hand like that together. Maybe after this game, we'll be right back in there. Considering opening Atosuke here, let's pass. I think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
Just give your hand a little bit of breathing room and see what draws you can find.
Boom.
And there we go. Hatsu makes your play relatively straightforward.
Sancho Kudoko.
Yes, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's draw some eights. Oh, not like this. Don't drop the eights now. He might start with a 9 and hedge the
That's what I was thinking.
chance at 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku. But instead goes with the 6 pin. I don't really like the overlap in shapes of the 5, 6 and the 8, 9, but when you just draw the 7, it really fixes any issue that I might have had with it. And now it's just Tenpai.
All the 7s are left. 4s have been scattered around everyone's hands.
4 tiles in total. Thinks about shifting to the shadow.
Nah. This is great. You keep this.
On the right sky, looking for Chun and maybe a Dora or 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku.
Tess takes another half step towards Tenpai.
Each.
Ooh. Tenpai 4, Brian Ricci, Dora 1. With a good weight, 3, 6 So. So 3, 6 versus 4, 7 in the Sozu. All those middle tiles lighting up, and the 4 comes
Go.
out.
Yeah, that Tess's, or I'm sorry, not Tess's. Brian's hand looked like it was waiting on Pinzu because no Pinzu had been discarded. Sozu and Manzu had, but the weight was on the Sozu.
Yeah, Tess wanted to drop that 4 So anyway to move towards a 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku and Shanta. And it was half Suji to Brian's 1 So maybe could justify it that way. And it ended up being safe to Brian. Just it turns out that the dealer also happened to be Tenpai at the same time. And so he'll take the win and repeat as dealer. 2 Honba now and a callable hand.
I'm gonna start putting a note on my
Boom.
screen with directional locations of people's names.
Yeah, okay, we gotta look at Brian's hand.
Yes, we do.
It's starting to become interesting. Now, I'm not curious about Chinitsu. I want to know how close are we. Oh,
Churin?
yeah, exactly.
Why would you? Churin? No.
So, 2 So is an efficient cut if you are playing to hedge the Itsu, but also just build a normal hand. But at the same time, have you considered Chuden?
I have. I've considered that I will never get it.
I think we've determined in this game, in this series, that unfortunately for us, Brian plays correct Mahjong.
Sad.
We're not going to see.
You got another
Yakuman.
chance.
No, the 9's gone at this point.
I know.
We're gonna have Tenpai from dealer though. 3, 6 Mon. Haku Dora 1 for
Haku
2,900 plus 600 in Honba. Very strong.
Anko of 6s in Tessa's hand.
Yeah.
Each.
Ooh, we're gonna see the Ricci 2 Dora Ricci on the 2 pin for 5,200 points. 2 pin all on the wall. Can we dodge here? The 8 pin slightly safer. Goes with the 5. Okay, manages to dodge. Does set up the Suji trap. And also moves Tess 1 call closer to Toy. Oh, Tenpai with Sananko chance.
Sumo.
Oh, but Chris shuts it down with a 6-man sumo. Haku Dora 1,000 all. Plus he grabs the Riichi stick, and all the Honba will be added to the tally as well. What a great dealership this has been for Chris.
Oh my goodness. Another game where we're seeing someone over 50,000.
Yeah, and this isn't just one person running it up, though. There have been multiple Tempais every step of the way, and Christopher has managed to pull out the wins in this instance, running up the score now.
Six. I didn't see it.
Yeah, 6-0 is a decent float, especially if we draw around it and can shift to Tanyao. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a decent chance it leaves the hand in the near future. First guy on the right, there's a small chance at 789 Sanchoku. She probably just wants to improve these shapes in a different direction. Across the way, that's just a classic strong hand for Brian. Probably Tanyao, although the door one pin is being retained for now. On the left, this is Ishichoten. Test with Riichi.
Dora tossed in favor of Tanyao. Very callable hand for Brian in Toyman's spot.
Yes. And maybe some bonus value with something like a 5-6-7 Sanchoku.
Tess's Ishan could have kept that 4, but instead valuing the safe tile. Punished.
Yeah, that's the benefit of Perfect Ishan 10, is that you can draw that bonus down the Tempai. But if you've determined that your plan is to play for Pinfu anyway, you don't have to feel that punished. We do see Sky draw the 9, so that's a step closer to being Tempai for 789 Sanchoku.
Pon. This is...
Sky thought about opening, but said, no, I want to get this closed. And we've seen a couple times now, she chooses to take the aim for the most value in these hands from this current point position.
If I'm reading this correctly, Chris is now waiting for 3 and 5. Well, 3 and 5, obviously, but is there anything else that this hand wins off of?
Just 3 and 5, yeah.
Not 4?
Not 4, yeah. It's a very awkward shuffle. Test did find Tempai, though. Not the Pekuru, but still Pinfu, Riichi Pinfu, and Brian will chase down with Riichi Pinfu Tanyao. Waiting 2-5 so everybody Tempai here. Most of the cuts here are going to be Furiten. So it just throws the Tumon back and dodges dealing in. I guess none of the Montiles deal in, but...
Oh, that's a winning tile. But Sky, again, just folding.
Done.
That'll win.
Nuda, but bonus Riichi sticks and a lot of Honba to collect, so test back over 40,000 points, and even if this ends up the second place, that's still very strong. With 2 rounds, though, there's plenty of time to make a challenge for first.
Chris, with 53,000 points, has a callable Yakuhai. And we'll be doing that immediately. Maybe even poning this, expecting the North to come out later.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a hand that wants to become Chanta? Honroto? Something like that?
Chanta or Honroto, even.
Oh. Hello, terminal tile.
Oh, that's a commit.
We're on the same wavelength here.
Hell yeah.
8-mon will go to the wayside. Sky's dealer, of course, would love to repeat here. There's a paper chance to lower Manzu, but Really, any Ricci is going to be good here.
Yep.
Might end up cutting away from that lower Mon shape as well. If she likes the look of the, say, 1 Mon 6 So Shapo in
Oh,
the future.
wow.
Oh, Honroto for real?
It could be real.
Really, really likes that idea. And there's a decent chance that Brian cuts this 9 So.
Home.
Home.
Get rid of that 3. What's it doing here? And now everyone at the table is wondering what the hell is going on in this hand.
Yeah, they're probably suspecting a Toy Toy. And Dora is the Hatsu, so they're very concerned about that as well.
Not even keeping the 8. This is amazing.
Chris has 1 goal, and I love it. Sky with a very interesting draw of the 2 pin can now try for Tanyao Sanchoku 234. So twice cut, not very useful tile.
Home.
That's a pawn. That's easy.
Oh,
Yeah. Now everyone's a little spooked. Could it be a Yakuman? Probably not. I see 3 1 pin. 2 1 9 mon. So depending on how much fear people have in their hearts, this may look like Yakuman to some.
in theory, it could be a 9 Mon, 1 Mon Shabo. And so maybe Sky won't be able to drop this 1 Mon.
Ricci.
Oh, but Tess is not afraid. Takes the Ricci. Ricci Tanyao. Says, if I had a chance to claim first place, it's not going to happen if Chris wins his hand. And Sky's not afraid either. There goes the 1 Mon.
Is that North coming out? Con! Just do it. Make it crazy.
No. There's no way you're supposed to con here.
Con.
The hesitancy. Yeah!
The 7 Mon is revealed. That's not good news for Tess, who now only has a single tile left in the wall. One final 3 So.
I need to find Chris and thank him for playing this hand this way.
Hatsu is still in the wall. There's one more in there. There's the
Yes!
Home.
Hatsu Tanki.
Discard Shun. We are Hatsu Tanki.
Honroto Pei. Toy Toy. Dora 2.
Dora 2.
Oh, the Chu came out. You have selected the incorrect Tanki, and Sky draws
Come
the
on,
Dora.
Sky.
Oh, she has to know this is terrible.
You know it. That's gotta be the way.
It has to be. There's no other candidate. What would be better than the once cut Chun?
Oh my goodness.
This guy's hand is dead. Brian's hand is dead. Only Tess can win here.
Don't do it.
Unless somehow... Chris, you switch!
Switch!
No!
No!
There's one more 9 Mon left, and it just came out, so that would... Maybe you think it's coming out from a pair?
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
He already dropped the 8 Mons. That doesn't help. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way. We're just looking for the last... I guess the last three So has been drawn, so... Right now, they're just playing defense against Tess.
Hey, you're gonna have to just reveal that Hatsu.
9 Mon passed.
So sad at the end.
Yeah, it would have
Everyone
been...
looks and sees that Hatsu like, God damn it.
It would have been really interesting if Chris had switched to the 9 Mon.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sky would still drop the 9 Mon on Hote. I don't think so.
No.
I think she would have had the Hatsu to cut in that instance. So, and I don't think you can ever drop the Hatsu there because the Ricci player might discard it.
Home.
What an exciting hand that was. We go to all last. Now there's a very tense fight for third and fourth here between Sky and Brian. Chris just extremely happy to open up with the Yakuhai and end this hand. These shapes are amazing. Diamen, Nobetan, perhaps as the final weight. Sky with 5 pairs, so Chito Ishanten. But that might not be the final plan here. There are draws into Dion Peiko. It looks like Christopher just too strong here. Ishanten now. 2, 5, 8 pin. Those are the tiles we need.
I love when you say things like Ryan Peiko.
It just has a nice little ring to it. One of my favorite rare Yaku.
Mine too.
Just deciding which way to cheese. Probably the 3-4 because 2 of the 2
Chi.
pins are already out. Although the 8 pin is close to the door, so that's a little suspicious.
Excellent draw. Sky's hand's looking good.
Yep. We're just a pair of 4 mon draws away from being Tenpai.
4 pair, 2 mon draws.
That's nice. You've got some flexibility. Ooh, sweet draw for Brian. Ishanten now headless. Lots of draws into Tenpai here, but one of them guarantees a deal in. Could even call into Tenpai here, but chooses to let that one pass. Lose all the value in your hand. Oh, but a chase by Tess. Richinobi waiting
There's so
6-9
many
mon.
cool hands around the table right now, but Pinfu, no, not Pinfu even. Reach Nomi.
Brian has to do a quick check of the gap here. 6,400. So if he deals into Mangan, he will fall to 4th. Goes with the 3-so, which is relatively safe, 1 chance.
Brian not really wanting to discard Dora or its Suji.
No, and Sky did find the Chi-Toy Tenpai, waiting on the 8-so. Oh, and it's immediately picked up.
Oh, wow.
Richie Chi-Toy. It's not going to be enough, I think, unless there's Ura.
Nope.
Oh, Ipatsu. I forgot about that. That will do it.
Do
what? Enough to get Sky into 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah, without the Ipatsu, it would be just 3,200 plus the Ricci sticks, which I think there were 2, so 5,700 is just short. But the Ipatsu actually pulls it ahead. And
subtracting 3,200 from this. Oh, never mind. I know how to do math.
Yeah, it is a very unfortunate timing for Tess to deal in on the Ipatsu turn, but still gets a very nice positive 10.5. The big story, though, Christopher coming right back in the second game of the series, so plus 39.8. Just had a dominant South dealership and took control of the game, confirming a positive finish.
All right. Well, we've seen some wild ones today, but I think this is just about going to do it.
Yep, that will do it for us here. We'll get one final look at the standings as they update. It is Christopher in 4th place. Brian takes a step just outside of the promotion zone. Sky moves to positive 20.4 and Tess up to negative 24.3. Still continuing to climb in the standings. A few good matches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some ridiculous numbers in this spreadsheet right now.
Yeah,
average wins of 9,000. But
it'll probably
of course
take
early.
until the end of the second round, middle of the third round before those numbers finally get normalized here. But gotta say, some very enjoyable matches, and can't wait for our Wednesday broadcast where we'll see even more from around the many divisions in the league. Just a quick preview. I do see that games are scheduled in C1, B3, B2, and A2 for that evening, and we'll try to catch as many of those as we can. Of course, for everyone, yeah, for everyone who wants to be sure to tune in, then the Twitter page usually has alerts of future broadcasts if we know they're going to be done. Also, a bunch of the Yakumon end up showing up there every now and then. You can also follow our Twitch page to be alerted when we go live. AmericanReach.org is the website where you can sign up for the winter season. The registration is open for a while. You have till December 4th to do so. And the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@AmericanReach is where you can find this broadcast and all the previous ones as well. Catch a rewatch, not only this these wild games, but the very fun ones that we've had in the past couple of weeks. Well, Brett, it was awesome doing commentary with you tonight. Any final thoughts before we shut it off for good?
Always chase Yakuman.
Always chase Yakuman. And with those brilliant words from Brad, I will bid you adieu. Have a good one, everybody, and see you all on Wednesday.
Good night, everyone.